Hey everyone, Simbiote here, and welcome to my review of the new Sims 3 store wedding set, Live, Laugh, Love. Basically, it's a set containing 34 items, and right now it's available on the store for, I think, 1,550 Sim points, 1,550. That would be $15.50 US. And then it's going to be, I think, 1,875 sim points after April 4th when it's no longer on sale. And that is $18.75, obviously. I might be wrong about the 75. It's going to be close to $19. So basically this is just to take a look at everything. There are a bunch of these videos out, but you know what? The more information that you're equipped with when you're going to buy these sets on the Sims 3 store, the better, because they are pricey. I don't know if you've noticed this. So yeah, really quickly, I figured I would just go through the clothing, and then I have a venue that I've built specifically to show all of this off, so you'll see that in a little bit. Well, anyway, this is our bride here. I've actually made Sims for each individual role in the party, except I may be short one Sim. I'm not sure, but no matter. Everything will be covered. So yeah, this is our bride, Danica. And this is one of the hairstyles that they included. There are 3. And this one has, it's basically like a reverse French braid. Like they do it and they tuck it underneath, and then it's kind of like a chignon feeling where like everything's folded on itself. It's very intricate, and it has these little flower details. They are customizable. You can click on the hair and it will bring up create a style. Of course, my computer is super slow because I have so much custom content. So 1 second. Come on. Okay, there you go. And then yeah, if you want to go into create a style, etc., it brings that out, and you can change the colors. You can change it from like silver and gold and all of that. It's in very antique tones. So if you wanted to do that, now I find that a lot of these hairstyles look better when they're not in the EA highlights. Like, I actually feel like if you make the hair all one uniform color, just with very slight differentiation in the highlights and lowlights, it looks a little bit better. And these hairstyles also tend to look better with darker hair or very blonde hair. That's what I've found. But, you know, they are pretty. So, you know, if this is something you like, obviously it's wedding style. I think it's appropriate for a wedding or a prom. I don't know if teens can wear this hairstyle, though. I'm not positive. Okay, so this is one of the dresses, and this is a Mediterranean wedding set. So what you have is, this is obviously like a Grecian in style. You have the little shoulder straps and the empire waist, rouging at the bust, a little bit of a ruffle down here where it overlaps, and it's a little bit shorter. So yeah, that's definitely in sort of a Grecian or Roman style dress, and it has this little button detail here, which is very cute. I'm not sure if you can, hang on, it's gonna take forever. Yeah, I'm not sure if you can change the color of the buttons. Let's take a look. What's that? Nope, I don't think you can. So that's too bad, but you know, it's alright. No big deal. And then like obviously you have a zipper detail back here. But yeah, I think this is a nice dress. For Danica it works because she's rather small busted, but I have seen other people doing reviews and their Sims are slightly larger busted, and I don't think it looks as good on a Sim with a larger bust. That's just my personal opinion. I think that this is way too shallow. If it were a little bit lower, then the large-breasted female Sims would look a little bit better in it. But it is a cute dress. Now, of course, I had this all set up so that we wouldn't have to scroll through all of this, but I do know where the other dress is. We just need to wait while all of my custom content loads. There we go. It's still going. Come on. Come on. Yeah, my game is pretty slow today, but I just have so much stuff. Alright. We're getting into the custom stuff. Down here. Keep going. It's like right near the top. Because I went out of my way to find it ahead of time. Ha ha ha, found it. Okay, so here's the second dress. Now, a number of people have commented that they don't like this. It is a little shapeless through the waist, but it's flamenco inspired. If you take a look, that's what these ruffles are. They're flamenco inspired. Obviously, it has like a V neckline. It's very loose. It's got the loose bow. Um, it also feels like if it weren't for the ruffles, it would feel very Calvin Klein to me. You have this dual strap. You can color the belt and the strap separately, I'm pretty sure. I'll check that in a second. I actually don't have a problem with this dress, but once again, only because Danica is so thin. I'm not saying that it's better to have a thin sim, but these shapeless sorts of dresses look better on sims with a boy shape, like sort of a little bit more narrow-waisted and very little in the way of hips. I feel like it looks okay on her. I do like this dress on her specifically. On my other sims, it doesn't look as good. It really doesn't. So, I'm fine with this. And I'm actually leaving all of these things in the colors that the items come in. I'm not going to recolor them until actually I show them in the venue. So this is what they look like, and then they'll be recolored when you see the venue. So yeah, that's basically it for the bride. And I'm actually going to leave her in this dress because I don't think, maybe people will warm up to this dress as they see it in motion. Or maybe not. Maybe I'll see her walking around in it and think, oh God, I hate this. So we'll have to see. And I will bring up our next sim and we'll see what they all have. Okay. Okay, so here's our groom Jack, and he is wearing, I'm going to assume that this is meant for the groom because the other two are similar, but they don't actually have the jacket. So we're just going to assume that this is for the groom. And the men only get one hairstyle. It's this hairstyle with the fedora. Normally, I feel like fedoras are a little bit douchey, but that's just because people wear them too much. Maybe it's not douchey. I'm just tired of them probably. But this one looks pretty good. And there's a little bit of like a wheat sprig up here, which is kind of nice. And has a little flower. It's cute. These are all very fresh Mediterranean sorts of colors and etc. And I actually think I might, if I recolor this jacket, I might pattern it using a linen fabric because that will really feel Mediterranean to me. And the thing about it is that this, like, the cravat is more like Moroccan styled essentially. So you have a lot of influences from Mediterranean countries around here. It's like you have Spain, and you have obviously you have Italy, and you have Greece, and there's some Egyptian influence and Moroccan influence, and all these nations you think of when you think Mediterranean, they are involved here. So I think that meshes together nicely. It really gives it a tone, but not necessarily a it's not too cohesive. You can use these for a number of reasons. So yeah, there you go. That's what it looks like. Okay, so here we have Leanne, and she is wearing one of the bridesmaids' dresses. And you might recognize Leanne from my Asylum challenge, actually. But I thought she'd look pretty in this type of wedding scenario, so we're using her. And let's take a really close look at the hairstyle. I actually had to alter her highlights to be a little bit darker because with the way they were originally, even though they look good with another type of hair, they didn't look good with this hairstyle. And the consensus seems to be that this is one of the least favorite hairstyles. I'm not super fond of it, but my biggest thing, I think the primary issue is that the colors on the headband are not totally, like, I don't know, they're not super attractive, and they don't really seem to coalesce with the rest of the look. But you can recolor all of it, so let's just take a peek here. Let's go for that. So let's get rid of the yellow and maybe go with like a boop boop doo. Make this a little bit fresher of a green. Actually, I'm like talking to myself here. Don't mind me. Yeah, but you see, I mean, you can change it to be more of what you would like. So there really are more options. And this I'm not super fond of. But if you're gonna go with like the gray and the gold like you had otherwise, I mean, I think even with just that, like those few moments of change, I'm not super fond of the way that looks, but you can see it does make it fit more with the look, makes it a little more attractive, feels more like real flowers. And I feel like these flowers here are quite large and perhaps a bit obtrusive. That's probably it. And the braid is intricate and it's pretty, but it doesn't look good on every sim. And in fact, Leanne is the only sim of mine that I made who actually looks good with this hairstyle. So she's gonna be the one rocking it because she has the swagger and she knows she looks good no matter what. So there you go. Here's the dress. Obviously it's Grecian inspired, a little bit Earth Mother, a little bit Goddess. And, you know, you have that gathering here, Ampere waist. But if, for example, this is what I was talking about. The Ampere waist on that other dress is roughly in the same place, but a little bit higher. It's like here. And so it sort of scrunches up onto the breasts. This is like where I like it because at least it looks reasonable and her breasts aren't super squished. So, you know, take that as you will. This again is the original coloring, so we will look at the other two dresses on our other bridesmaid. So be right back. Okay, so here is our second bridesmaid, duh. Here's our second bridesmaid, and she's wearing the yeah, there are two more bridesmaids dresses, but I didn't have room to make another bridesmaid after her, so I'm going to show her wearing another dress in a moment. But this is one of them. This has a very Italian feel to me, sort of like haute couture, but it's you know, definitely has this architectural feel. All of these layers are individually colorable, so you can color the mesh, you can color the bodice, you can color the skirt, and you can color the hem. I'm actually not a huge fan of the hem. I feel like if it were all just clean, simple lines, it would have more of like a mature feel to it. Right now, it looks like this would be more appropriate on the flower girl, but I think that's partially the color and partially just, like I said, the hem. So we'll have to see what it looks like with a recolor. And yeah, essentially what you have is this very nice mesh. They do this on some of the tops you can get in the store sometimes, and I like it a lot. And you have the sweetheart neckline, which once again is fine for pretty much any bust size, so that's good. And obviously you have the pin tucks here, and it's a little bit gathered, a little bit loose, but like I said, it's a very clean line, which is why I'm not super fond of this hem down here, but I'm sure it will look just fine. This is the other hairstyle, the last one. It has a nice low bun and this little headband in the front. But again, like if you pair it with this dress, it sort of adds to the feeling that maybe this would be better on a teenager or a kid. So I don't know. And we'll just have to see. I can probably make it look a little bit more mature. So yeah, that'll be a task. And obviously it's very cute. I had to fuss with the highlights again because the highlights with this hairstyle are very, very noticeable. So yeah, you might have to alter your Sims hairstyle just to make it look a little less like she went crazy with a L'Oreal chunk dyeing hairstyle kit. So yeah, I don't even know what I'm talking about. Yeah, they used to have those where you could do those big chunky streaks, and they never looked good on me, so maybe I'm just a little bitter. And so then this is the last dress, and obviously it actually looks a little bit out of place with this hairstyle because this last dress is Egyptian inspired. Yeah, it also reads as, yeah, it's Egyptian. It reads as a little bit, it definitely has a Middle Eastern feel to it. And not even Middle Eastern, in that Mediterranean sort of Middle Eastern African region, it has that more of that feel to it than anything. And so yeah, I mean, you have this intricate, it looks like sequins they're either sequins or beads, you know, no matter. I think it'll look good however you color it, and it's a little bit shapeless, but I think this will actually look good on heavier Sims too, because there is the cinching at the waist with this belt, so you know that could be a good thing. So we'll have to see. You know, we'll just have to see. But yeah, so that's essentially it for her bridesmaid style. And we'll take a look at the two children and the other men. Okay, so we have Chris here, and he is modeling our second look for men. Once again, there's no other hairstyle, so it's just an in-game one. Actually, I think it might be store content one. And he's wearing a watch. I forgot to take that off. Just ignore it. It's custom content. So yeah, basically it's just this outfit. It's one full piece. Again, it has the cravat. And I was thinking about it. This cravat would actually be more Spanish influenced. But you could do it for either a Spanish or like a Morocco influenced wedding if you wanted to. Either way, I think it would work. And he's very slim, so he looks pretty good in this. But even with him being so slim, this back here, you get like a little muffin top. So it's just more of a superficial thing. I just think the bunching right there is a little odd, but he looks good. I think he looks good. Yeah, so that's essentially it. And then we're going to take a look at the last of the groomsmen. Okay, so we have Chris here, and he is modeling our second look for men. Once again, there's no other hairstyle, so it's just an in-game one. Actually, I think it might be store content one. And he's wearing a watch. I forgot to take that off. Just ignore it. It's custom content. So yeah, basically it's just this outfit. It's one full piece. Again, it has the cravat. And I was thinking about it. This cravat would actually be more Spanish influenced. But you could do it for either a Spanish or like a Morocco influenced wedding if you wanted to. Either way, I think it would work. And he's very slim, so he looks pretty good in this. But even with him being so slim, this back here, you get like a little muffin top. So it's just more of a superficial thing. I just think the bunching right there is a little odd, but he looks good. I think he looks good. Yeah, so that's essentially it. And then we're going to take a look at the last of the groomsmen. Okay, so we have Joseph here. You might recognize him also from the Asylum series. He is modeling our final look for men, and it's just basically a light, it looks almost like a wool jacket, light wool jacket, some buttons, a nice fold-over collar, a little bit of a bow tie, suspenders, jeans. Actually, if you were going to dress a sim as the 11th Doctor and didn't want to download a custom content item, this would probably work if you recolored it appropriately. The shirt itself doesn't have... Oh, it does have a fold-over collar. It's very small. It looks a little awkward to me, but, you know, that's okay. And again, this isn't recolored at all. So that is it for the men. And you have a couple things for children, so we're going to take a look at those next. Okay, so for boys, we have this little suit, and it actually looks quite a bit like a suit I have for toddlers that I got from the store as well. So I guess if we were to have a toddler in the wedding party, that would work because it's so similar. So I mean, I guess that's okay. He's got a very wide knotted tie. I'd actually argue that's a cravat as well. It's just a smaller one. High collared shirt, very starched. And I like the touch that it's loose down here. It just gives it the illusion that it's a little more relaxed. Obviously he's got short sleeves to, you know, because it's warm, and I put him just in these little base game shoes. And I also put him in a little derby hat because there wasn't a hairstyle that came for boys, so I just put him in a little derby hat because I thought that was cute. And this is little Ishmael. Actually, I didn't say his name. This is Ishmael, and he's a good kid, and he's helping us out here. So yeah, that's that, and we will take a look at what we have for little girls. Okay, so finally we have Rosa here, and she is going to be modeling our last look, which is this dress here. And it's also, okay, first, let's start with the hair. This headband is, you know, it's cute. I think on the right sim, it looks okay. Her head shape is a little bit wider, so I actually think that the headband is okay. A really thin head, it ends up looking a little pinched. So really you just have to pick and choose as to whether or not you want to use this. There are a number of other hairstyles that you can either download from websites where you can get custom content, or even from the Sims 3 store. There are some very cute ones, which I think would work a little bit better with this particular dress. But again, I think that this hairstyle here is cute, and it would probably work better with a few other dresses. I actually think it's a little too much with the hairstyle and the bows and the patterns and all of that. So with some recoloring, I think this will be okay. With the hair, these, it's kind of hard to see. You can see there are these little loops. It's a little stiff for me. For a little girl, it almost looks like gift wrapping. I think on the right sim, again, this type of thing is okay, but for a little girl it feels a little stiff. I kind of wish that it fit more in with the organic hairstyles, but this is obviously meant to be Roman or Greek inspired, where they did have more structured hairstyles and things like that. So there is method in the madness, and there's definite architecture to this hairstyle, which I think could work for specific purposes. If we're going to look at the dress, these are just base game shoes. It didn't come with shoes. If you're going to look at the dress, this dress actually looks good, kind of on children who are slightly heavier. So if you make her a little bit bigger, I actually think the dress looks okay, but that's because you think, oh, okay, she's going to wear something a little bit more flowy, a little bit boxier. But even then, a lot of people don't look good in big drapey things, but I think the little bit heavier, like that extra weight actually makes it look a little bit better. The really thin Sims like that, it just looks a little wrong to me. Not wrong, but off, you know? So basically you have this pattern here, which I think they're supposed to look like pearls. They kind of look like grommets to me. Then you have the thick-waisted belt, which once again I feel is like a little too high. I mean, obviously she doesn't have breasts, but it feels a little too high to me. Very large bow. I do like this bow. I think architecturally it adds a lot of interest to the back of the dress, and I actually think if those bows at the bottom weren't there, I would like it more. This does flow out quite a bit, which I believe is meant to evoke like a North African feel. But in a really roughly sort of way, almost like Spain mixed with Moroccan, things like that. So it's sort of a mishmash of things in this set. You get a number of influences that are tied together in one outfit, which I think can sometimes seem a little odd, but in fact there's a lot of potential here. You just have to build off of it. And then that leads you to the question, do you want to have to recolor everything to make it fit together into a cohesive whole? I mean, that's ultimately the question. So we'll talk about that again a little bit more once we have a look at the objects themselves. So yeah, we will do that in a moment. Okay, so we are back, and I wanted to show you really quickly the recolors that I made to the wedding party's outfits. You can kind of see, didn't make that much of a change to Danica's wedding dress, but for her hair, I did change the color of the flowers. And then for the gentleman, I just, added the peach shirts and the lavender. Actually, Joseph's is a lavender shirt and a peach, more like a coral necktie, but you know what I mean. And I changed a little bit of the colors on Leanne's hairpiece. It's got dark purple flowers and everything's peach. Like, I figured I'd go with the peachy purple thing, coral, lapis, mango, whatever you want to call them, just because it's more in line with what the items actually fit with, and it didn't require a lot of work to make things match on when I started decorating things. And then for the dress here, I recolored her hairband, and I changed the fabric on her dress to a silk linen, and I think that looks a little bit better. And as you can see, excuse me, I have to hiccup something terrible, and as you can see, little Ishmael's trying to give her a kiss, and she's not happy about that. So that's what they look like right now. And we're going to move on to the venue itself. And here we have the venue, which I specifically made for the purposes of showing off this particular set, but I actually am going to save it and keep it in my game because I really like it. Oh, little Ishmael's still standing over there, just hanging out. I told the rest of them to go sit down, and they're all sitting very neatly and politely, so that's nice of them. So yeah, I built this obviously in Monte Vista. You can see there is a big old castle up there, a nice hot air balloon in the background. And this was actually a residential lot, but I liked where it was, so I decided to make it... What is that? Oh, it's butterflies. I decided to make it on this particular lot right here. So we can go in and take a look really quickly. This is what it looks like sort of from the long shot. It is sunset, and it does light up nicely at night, so I'll show you the things that don't have a lot of light on them first. Here is the statue of Atlas I put in because, you know, I thought that'd be cool. But aside from that, and that's base game. Everything in the game, or in this, is base game, and from the store set, the Live, Laugh, Love set that we, you know, obviously this is talking about. Because if I'm able to get this to upload to the exchange, I'm willing to do that. Or I can put it on my site, just because I have the worst luck getting things up onto the exchange. But we'll just have to see what happens. But hopefully, if I do decide to do that, this is something that all of you will be able to use. So I guess let's start with the most basic things. As you can see, there's a fence that comes with it. It's really late and I'm a little like, woo. But yes, there is a fence. Voila. And it's obviously Doric. And you have the Doric arch. And I have two of those, obviously. I know, right? And then these are the large... Well, that back there is the gate. This is the large Doric arch. They can be placed without actually having to have a fence there. This is a bas relief. And obviously here you have the pedestals and flowers. And then you have this bust here. And there's a new fountain, obviously. It's very nice. It actually works. I'll show you that in a minute. And then you have the chairs that came with the set. And I think they're pretty nice. I like that old sort of worn leather appearance. It's almost actually like a damask. But I don't know. I like it. And I love the design on the back. I'm actually not sure what that's called. It's not a fleur-de-lis. It's something, though. It does have a name. What else is there? Really, I mean, not that much came with the set. It's, you know, this pot of flowers, which has also sort of has a relief on it, but, you know, not nearly as much as this. And, let's see. It also came with, let's go down. Come on, there we go. It also came with these little flowers here. They fit nicely on tables. You can put them elsewhere. I really like them on the tables. And it comes with this replica cake. It's not a real cake. It's a huge bummer, but it's just not. So take that as you will. It's really pretty. I recolored it. So you can't recolor the flowers though, which is kind of disappointing. I'm pretty sure if you wait long enough, this replica here, somebody on Mod The Sims or some other site like Around The Sims or something, they will mesh this skin onto one of the real cakes. So eventually you may be able to get a custom content version of this, which would work, but I can't guarantee it, so don't hold your breath. Right here is the table that comes with the set also, and I just set the Bridal Party. They're all sitting here nicely, like I said before. And actually little Ishmael's over there doing his own thing though. And then basically, oh yeah, okay, so then you have these chandeliers. It's hard to see from there. Okay, yeah, there's the chandelier. You'll probably be able to see it better. Come here. We can do this. We can. I believe in us. Alright. There's a way to do this. There is, I promise. Okay. Here we go. Actually, this will give you a nice quick look at what I did here, in case, like I said, I can't promise I'll be able to upload it, but I think it came out pretty well. This is a reception area. There's obviously like a little section for dancing, and there's just like a wall here for privacy. These are the windows that came with the set. The columns did not. Those actually can't come with the base game, so you know, if you want those, they are in your game. If you turn around, ba-boom, those are the curtains that came with the set. And yes, you can see here's the chandelier, and I will fast forward to dark so you get a better look at all of this. And yeah, we'll just do a quick pan through you so you can see everything. Whoops, excuse me. There you go. And it all fits together very, very nicely. It wasn't difficult to tie all the colors together, you know, all of those things. There's also, hang on, some other pieces, and I put them down here in a little bathroom area. Actually, hang on. I know I'm doing a great job right now. I'm so out of it. But I really want to get this out, so, you know, we'll just have to, oops. We'll just have to make sure we get it done. Now there's a way I can click on this. I guess not. Okay, if a sim comes down here, I'm pretty sure it will light up. So go here. We're gonna, here she goes. And see, she's wearing the dress I was talking about before. It's growing on me. I think it looks good on her. I can see we're on a number of other sims. It may not look good though, so we'll have to see. Alright, there's the hallway. And then there's a little bathroom here, and this is the waiting room for the bride. Obviously you have a mirror, and the pieces that we're looking at that I didn't cover are these chairs right here. So those are the, whoop, hello. Those are the remaining pieces, those chairs. And essentially, that's it. That's the set. Here, let me have her go in here so you can get a look at what this room looks like. Because I don't think I forgot anything in here, but just in case. Yeah, that's basically it. It's not a huge set. It's 34 pieces. And, you know, I enjoy it, but I can see where someone would be frustrated with it. You know, I really think you have to have a specific goal in mind. Really, that's kind of what has to happen. You just have to know exactly what you want, and it's not so bad. Alright, so hang on a second. We're just gonna let it go and get dark. Actually, this is what it looks like as it gets dark. There we go. Come on. Of course, my game is lagging because I have it on speed 3. When are all the lights going to turn on? There we go. Come on, all the lights. There we go. Now we're cooking with gas. This is what it looks like at night. And I actually think it looks really pretty. But of course, I made it, so of course I'm going to think that it looks really pretty. But, yeah, actually, let me go up here and show you that the fountain works. See? It works. You know, nothing special, but it works. And then, what else? Yes, we wanted to take a look over here at these. So we're going to go down, and we're going to angle up. And we're going to... Yep. I swear I can do this. There we go. Through the arches one more time. And there is our lovely chandelier. You can recolor it. It doesn't come like, you know, with options ready-made, but you know, this is what it looks like normally. You can see it sort of long shot there. I think it looks really nice. I think it fits with the overall theme and feeling. So there you go. That is officially the set. So yeah, like I said, I gave my thoughts. I feel like if you have a specific desire for a wedding set and you have the money, you know, go ahead. It's $15.50 right now, but it is a little pricey for what it is, although the items are nice. It's just, you know, again, like whenever I talk about these things, we come back to the same word, specific. You have to have a reason that you want this, otherwise you're spending a lot of money on something you may or may not use. So that's just something to keep in mind. Yeah, so pretty much that is it. Thank you very much for watching, and hopefully this was informative in its own way. And yeah, I will see you next time. Thank you.